This video is brought to you by CompPaintball.com. Comp Paintball was fed up with not having great products at great prices, so they started their own company. New products are added all the time, and free shipping is offered on select orders. So click the link below and enter the discount code How to Play Paintball, all lowercase, no spaces, while checking out to get a great discount on your order. Okay, so let's talk about the event here. So my final impressions. So you can see I'm at the airport here, just waiting for my flight. So sorry if you hear some noises in the background or whatever. But overall, I think it was pretty successful. I mean, I'm glad that we were able to pull out that win. I know for some people, going 1-3 isn't a good thing, and I'm not necessarily proud of 1-3. It's just more that we really needed that for our series points to make sure that we stay in the pro division. That's going to help us out with that. We need to make sure that we keep that rolling, of course, because we can't just let other teams get higher seeding than us for the rest of the year, so that way we can keep our pro spot, because we are essentially rebuilding. For those that don't know, last year we had a lot of the Czech players from the European team for the ML Kings, and this year we only have two. We have Cuba and Paya, and that's it. So the other guys, other than myself, Danson, and Charlie, are all new. So we're trying to bring together a new group. We're trying to rebuild, trying to get things going, and it's hard to do that in the pro division. So I'm glad that we were able to pull out that win, especially against Aftermath. That was a good match for us to win, just to kind of make a statement there. So we'll see what the draw is. As of recording this, I don't know what the draw is. Probably by the time this is uploaded, or definitely by the time this is uploaded, you guys will see what it is. So I hope we have a good bracket. I mean, all the brackets are going to be good, and it's great to go in and test yourself against, Impact and Dynasty and these really great teams. So it's cool to be able to go and do that. And it's weird too when you start having other pro guys recognize you. So that's good. But anyways, so let's talk about the actual event. So the location, I really liked it. I think the NXL did a really good job finding this location. It wasn't. I think most of the hotels were about 15 minutes away, 20 minutes, which isn't bad. They weren't, in the middle of nowhere or anything like that. The grass was perfect. I think that this location is really good. I think they usually do soccer tournaments there, or for the club sports for the college. They actually do the soccer stuff there. So I think that's why the grass is pretty level, and also pretty much all the fields were level. It wasn't like it was just the pro field, and even on the pro field there was a little bit of a dip on the corner going out to the snake side on one of the sides. So it wasn't necessarily that it was completely flat, which would be great, but ultimately this is better than most of the ones that we go to, because the divisional fields also were really good. Our practice fields, they were all flat and had good grass, so that was a good thing to have. The only downside is that it did rain really, really hard on Thursday and Friday. It did rain in the morning. So the reason why that's a bad thing is it's not necessarily playing in the rain. You can deal with that. You can put on a visor. You can put your lid back on your hopper. There's a lot of stuff you can do for that, but it's just a matter of the fact that you have to deal with the mud actually sliding, so you have to deal with overslides and stuff like that. But then you also have to deal with, when it starts to warm back up, it gets real sticky, so you can't really slide, and that's just going to open up a lot for injury. And I know that weather is something that it's really hard to control. This is the first time that we've come to Philadelphia, at least since I've been playing, that I can remember at least. And correct me if I'm wrong, I might be forgetting a tournament that we've gone to Philadelphia before, but this is one that it's not like Texas, where every year we go, it always rains in Texas, and it's always an issue. And I don't understand why we go back there. Whereas this one, since it's new, it's kind of like, I don't know if this is the norm or if this is kind of a fluke. It might be one of those things that was kind of weird, and it might have been one of those things that just happened. And if that's the case, then that's okay. NXL did a really good job, even on the practice day on Thursday. they were putting out boards, so that way you, like plywood, to make sure that you weren't slipping around in the mud and losing shoes and all that. Made it easier to roll your gear bags through, roll other equipment through. So that was good. And there was a crew member there scooping off the mud that was kind of making its way onto the actual plywood boards themselves. So that was good that they were being proactive about that, and it wasn't a last minute thought that they were seeing that it was going to start raining, so they decided to go ahead and okay, let's fix this issue now before it becomes an issue. So that's good that they're doing that. Let's see, the other thing. The reffing was a little, and I don't know about the divisional fields. That one's tough to say because I wasn't on the divisional field. I know when we played against, I won't say what team, but there were certain guys that they would go out and it would be like we would shoot a guy and then all of a sudden he would just stand up and start talking. And that should be a minor penalty immediately. Like there shouldn't be any talking whatsoever after you're hit. And it wasn't like it just happened one time. In that match, I think it happened like 3 times, maybe more. And that's something that is unacceptable, that the refs should see that and see like, no, that's not okay. You can't just start talking after you're hit. So yeah, they should fix that. I think overall the reffing was okay. Other than that, I'm trying to think of like penalties and things. I think we got 1 or 2, but we were pretty clean the whole event. I wasn't sure about the other ones. There was one actually. You guys saw that I was filming some of the games from Sunday morning, and then you saw that we went and got Pat's. I wasn't able to get Gino's. I wanted to see if it was any different. I've heard that it's pretty much the same owner. But anyways, so I got my cheesesteak in Philly, and then we went to some historical places, and then we drove to the airport. But when we were watching Dynasty, Blake dove across from the Dorito 2 into that little mini W, and I'm not sure if he got hit. I'm guessing he did. But he didn't shoot. He just dove in and he crossed, and the ref ran in, checked him, and then threw a penalty. And that I don't think was warranted. I think that should have been, just call him out. Now, if he pulled up and started shooting, then yes, that is a penalty, even if it's an unobvious hit like on your pack. But the fact that he dove in, the ref ran in to go check him, and then still threw a penalty was kind of weird. So I know reffing is tough. I'm not trying to dog the refs for what they're trying to do, because it's really tough reffing. I don't want that job because you have to make split-second decisions, and sometimes they're wrong, but you have to stick with them. So I understand that. So, yeah, we just have to kind of deal with that. But there are things that you can, think about this. This is not a problem. Like he dove across and got shot. Okay, great, but so what? Let's see, what else? The actual venue, like I said, was pretty good. I mean, the area I thought was pretty good. There was enough food around in the area. It wasn't like there was only one restaurant. It wasn't too far of a drive to get to other places. It would have been nice if it was actually closer to Philly, so we could have gone into the city more, but that's okay. That's not a big issue. Let's see. I think that's about it. So I think overall, I mean, it was a good event. I commend the NXL for what they've done. Even with being proactive and all that. I mean, maybe they could have put some more, wood chips out or something like that to help soak up the mud. Going out to like the pro pits, even in the pro pits, it was a little bit muddy. So it would have been nice to have that. And I'm sure the divisional pits were bad too. So just to have something there, even like what they had done before, where they put down those like carpets with the wood underneath, that was actually a really good idea. And I think maybe they should just have that ready to go if that does happen at another event. So we'll see how Chicago goes. Hopefully it doesn't rain. So what did you guys think? By the time this airs, the winner will be announced. I know it is the Russians and X Factor. I think just the simple fact that the Russians beat Dynasty, who I personally thought after they played us and after I saw them 6-0 Impact and all that, I was like, they're going to win. And the fact that the Russians came out and beat them, my personal pick, if I had to pick, would probably be the Russians. They're just super solid. The program that they have, the personnel that they have. I mean, you look in the stands and there's actually a guy videotaping all of the games, and that way they can break everything down of the different players. They know like statistics, I'm sure, of each position. So all of that is going to make you a really, really good team. So yeah, so I guess I'll see you guys in the next video. Is there something that you guys would like to see in the future? Is there a certain tip that you want me to go over or things like that? Be sure to put that down in the comments down below, so that way I can add it. I have like a running list of things that I can do, and also with it being the summer, I have a little bit more time, so that helps to be able to put more effort into things. But yeah, so thank you guys again for those that said hi, that asked for pictures. There was even a group from PR All-Stars and Caribbean All-Stars that I was able to talk and hang out with. So it's cool being able to meet you guys. So I appreciate you guys saying hello and asking for pictures and stuff like that, like I said. And it was great having my family out there, so thank you to them for coming out. So yeah, so I guess that'll be the end of this video, and yeah, I'll see you next week. But as always, remember, watch, learn, win. Thanks.